My friends, I wanted to comment on the Mayweather Maidana fight. Personally, I saw Maidana win the fight. You know, the worst he could have done was an even fight, but it's Mayweather and he's the champion and he's the money cow. So they're not going to give it to Maidana. I was listening to the post-fight conference, and true to fashion, you know, Mayweather accusing El Chino of Chino Maidana of wrestling him. You know, and it never ceases to amaze me the level of dishonesty that Floyd Mayweather Jr. and his daddy, they're both the same cut. They're both the same, dishonest and manipulative, and you know, they're in my personal opinion, I think they're trash. I don't care how much money they have. He's saying that El Chino was wrestling, but the reality was every time El Chino got close to him, he grabbed him like he does every fight. That's the problem that we're having with American boxing, and why is having such a tough time coming back. It's because it's all this grabbing, hitting and grabbing, and it makes for a boring ass fight. Sometimes El Chino did everything in his power to come forward and hit this guy, and you know, he kept grabbing him constantly and then pushing him down. You know, nasty tactics, using his elbows. You know, he gets away with a lot of it because he makes a lot of money, and a lot of people are, you know, I guess, scared of taking a point away from him. I don't know why, you know. Well, you know, they're scared they're not going to get hired again. But I think there's more respect for referees who stand up for their craft and call people out and take points out when they're either grabbing too much or using dirty tactics, which Mayweather uses them all the time. He sucker punches, and the good thing is, you know, Chino Maidana didn't fall for that. He tried to bump his fist after something happened, and Chino Maidana wouldn't have any of it because he's a sucker puncher. You know, just like he sucker punched Victor Ortiz, and I grant that Victor Ortiz head-butted him, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he knocked him out with 2 sucker punches. He wasn't ready to fight. If you say protect yourself at all times, it's like, well, do you want to be fighting as you know, be seen as a sucker puncher? You want to be seen as a man? You know, I'll never see him as a man. I think he's a rat. But maybe someday, I doubt it very much that he'll grow a sack. The other thing is, he was bitching the whole fight. He was bitching about El Chino when El Chino was attacking him, complaining to the referee. You know, something that I have never seen him do, and that, you know, he got hit a lot of times hard. And I don't know about those show stats. I didn't see Mayweather land more punches than Maidana. I did not see him. I saw Maidana land more punches than him. I didn't count him, but it just didn't add up. Maybe I go back and watch the fight and count the punches, unless they weren't counting the punches that were landing on Mayweather's arms, which they were. You know, they were landing a lot of. Chino was punching him on his arms a lot. And another thing, he's complaining about Chino bitching about the judge's decision. He's like, I'm not here to bitch. Yeah, but before the fight, as usual, always bitching about conditions, always bitching about rehydration clauses, always bitching about weight, always bitching about. Now it was the gloves. Chino had some gloves that he wanted to fight with. He said, no, I'm not going to fight with it. I'll call it like a pussy that he is. He was scared that he was going to get knocked out and hit hard. So the commission said, okay, we'll throw those out, and here are the ones that I want, that we'll let him use, that are approved, which were the Everlast MX. And he didn't want those either, even though the commission approved them. He knew that if he fought those were the same gloves that Miguel Cotto used against him, but he knew Chino Maidana was a wilder puncher and probably a heavier puncher than Cotto, because Cotto, that's another thing, Cotto fought the wrong fight with him. He didn't use his hook like he should have. Like, he used the hook when he went up to 154 against the Dominican guy that he just knocked out. And he was boxing too much against him. He wasn't banging him like he should have. And he had a stupid trainer that did not do the conditioning right on him. I can't stand it. Fucking Olympic Cuban trainer. That's why he fired his ass, because like he wasn't working him out like he should have. Standing around with a little clock and making him bang with a little mallet on a fucking tire. Are you fucking kidding me? But he tried to train her and bit him in the ass. He looked tired in that fucking fight. So it didn't look strong enough anyway. So anyways, he Mayweather bitching about Maidana's gloves, and then they ended up forcing him to take gloves that were padded to like hell, a lot of padding to protect himself, as usual, pussying out. You know what? If he fights Maidana again, there's a good possibility I won't watch the fight. I mean, I respect Maidana. Here's another thing, and I have so much respect for Chino Maidana. It pissed me off. He goes and pays now. Oscar de la Hoya is also guilty of this shit, because a Golden Boy is the one handling this stuff in conjunction with Mayweather promotion. Now they guarantee Floyd $32 million, and they only guarantee Maidana 1.5. I mean, when the fuck did you ever see somebody make 20 somewhat or so? That's just an insult to Hispanics, and just like he was saying I can't even stand watching him on his post-fight interviews, because it turns into a Mayweather speech. He doesn't let anybody talk. He goes around the room with his ego. Oh, this is a good fighter. And oh, that's a good fighter. And, trying to patronize everybody to see who likes him and stuff. And the truth is, nobody likes his fucking ass. They agree because he's famous and he makes a lot of money. And there are a lot of people who are dazzled by the bling, But if you've got any integrity, you'll know that this guy, it's a coward. This is no Muhammad Ali, who stood in there with the baddest of the bad. Muhammad Ali, first of all, Muhammad Ali, the government of the United States stole the best 3 years of his fighting career. Then the government of the United States stole them from him because he refused, and rightfully so, to fight the Vietnam War and go kill innocent people on the other side of the world, which everybody, you ask any Vietnam veteran, I have a lot of Vietnam veterans in my family, they'll tell you we should have never gone there. And if we went, we should have gone to win. It was a political war. It had nothing to do with defending United States or anything. It was to sell weapons, because Johnson, his wife and his family, they own weapons factories and Bell Helicopter and all this shit. So it was more blood for profit stuff, and they convinced the American people that we needed to fight this war to protect the world against communism. So that's why Muhammad Ali did not fight in the Vietnam War, and I respect him for that. He stood and said, those people have done nothing to me. Why do I have to go kill them? So. But the funny part is, just on a side note, we buy shit from Vietnam now. We do business with Vietnam and with communist China. We buy everything from China, but we lost tens of thousands of American lives fighting communism. But now we buy everything from them. Think about that for a while. But anyways, shame on Mayweather. Not that I don't expect him to be shameful. I think he's a piece of shit. But I don't expect Oscar De La Hoya to be a greed ball and treat his fellow Hispanics like fucking slaves, like dogs, and pay them shit compared to their opponent. I don't think I've ever seen that disparity in payment. Now, Mayweather always complaining about Bob Arum being greedy and all that shit. If anybody's ever been greedy, paying his opponents, and the proof is in the pudding, is Floyd Mayweather, man. He is the worst of the worst. I mean, and the numbers speak for themselves. So, I will never have respect for him. I don't think he'll ever fight Manny Pacquiao, to be honest with you. He's a coward. I know from what I saw in the fight, if he steps in that ring with Manny Pacquiao will put him on his ass, will knock his ass out. And we're talking a hard punching, fast-moving, fighting machine against a guy who all he does is grab and complain to the referees and complain about his gloves and complain about this and bitch about that. Bottom line is, the best ever, my ass. The best ever is called Muhammad Ali. And there are some other candidates out there. But so far, from what I've seen, either Muhammad Ali or one of the it could be also Julio Cesar Chavez. And I'll make another video on the best ever. But that's what I think about the last fight. Thank you, guys.